Hey, well today we're going to take a little break. This is Final Cut related, but it's more about how video works. And it's really to help you understand this whole transcoding media issue and some of the things that you're going to run into in editing video. When we edit video, sometimes you'll notice the interface is working really slowly. You might get that spinning beach ball of death thing on your screen. And you're like, why is this? Well, a lot of times it has to do with the type of footage that you're using. So well, I want to talk about how video works. And it's really understanding two things. This is going to be really simple in some ways, but in other ways, I'll be honest with you, it's going to look a little like this guy right here. Remember this? Remember this guy? Okay, from Back to the Future, Doc Brown. Okay, take a look at his board behind him. Okay, so this is a little bit of what this lesson might be like for you, just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and cut over to Final Cut, and we're going to talk about a couple things. So first of all, we're going to come over and let me get me out of the way. And let's go to this import window again and tell you why this is relevant. Right here, okay, transcode. Create optimized media and create proxy media. Okay, and then down here it's asking for codec. Okay, this right here is really relating to the proxy media that you can edit with ProRes proxy or H.264. What does all this stuff mean? Okay, so we have to understand just a little bit about how video works, okay? Let me jump over to the whiteboard and we're going to talk about it. So right here, okay, right now we're going to talk about frames. Okay, individual frames in the video. So the title of this lesson was iframe versus G.O.P or G.O.P, what they call a G.O.P structure. All right, and these are two different ways that that cameras digitally process. It's not film anymore, okay, but digital process the project, the video. Okay. So I want to start up here. I'm going to try to write big so you can see this with iframe. Both have their pros and cons. Okay? So I'm going to draw some frames here. Okay? And then right here, I'm going to put the other one, the G.O.P structure. Okay? And I'm going to draw some frames down here. Okay. When we talk about iframe, what an iframe is iframe is a frame that carries complete information in it. Like right now, see if I can do this in my video. Okay, you got this frame right here, right? Here's this one frame. So one frame, you have me in the frame, you have the whiteboard, you have some things in the background. All of this is in this frame of video. It is a full picture. If you're going to go click and print out that picture and look at that, that's an iframe. Okay, this has got full everything. Every frame of video, digital processing in iframe video is an iframe. Okay, so it's a full every time, every frame of video, it's an absolute full picture. What that means is this video is going to be really high quality. Okay, now what a G.O.P structure, let me tell you the way the G.O.P structure works here. Try to get out of the way. Okay, the way a G.O.P structure works is each frame is a little different. You have about one iframe to each 3 frames. And then we have what are called P and B frames. Okay, what P frames are, the P actually stands for predictive picture, right? That really doesn't mean anything, and the B stands for bidirectional picture. So these frames, instead of carrying all of the information that's in the iframe, like every time, all these frames record are the change. So here's an example. Right now you have me in the frame. Okay, and I have my hand like this. What changed? The movement of my arm. Now, obviously, there are a lot of frames right here, but let's just pretend this is frame 1, this is frame 2. So this right here, being a full iframe, is the full picture. The very next frame, the only thing the video has recorded is this change. That's it. And it gets the rest of its picture, okay, by referencing iframes. Okay, so these reference, and by doing this, it allows decent quality video, but you to save space. Every full image isn't being recorded. You know that pictures can get really big. You know that videos can get really big. Okay, so iframe is a full every time. Okay, every frame. It's an absolute full picture. A G.O.P structure, what happens is you have these iframes, okay, you know, which are, you know, predictive and bidirectional, okay? You don't need to know exactly how this works, but what I want you to know is that, so this is, you know, basically how it works. You got 2 different types of video. Why do you need to know this? Okay. So most video that you record on video cameras, unless you have set your camera to record full quality iframe video, right, is going to record in G.O.P. It's going to be a group of pictures, right? In Final Cut, when you transcode the media, it turns whatever your codec is, whether it's AVI, MP3, AVCHD, which we'll talk about in a second. Any of these different codecs, MP4 that you're, did I say MP3? That's music. It's going to take all of that and turn it into full iframe video. It's going to export, it's going to be in Final Cut as an MOV file. Now, not all MOV files are iframe, but it's going to do it using a codec called ProRes 422, and there's several different types of ProRes. This is an Apple format that can be used to do like super crazy high quality stuff. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to take, you choose transcode media, it's going to take this video and it's going to transcode it into this video. All right. So why would you want to do that? Well, if you're streaming online, doing anything online or the internet, newsflash, the internet can't really handle super high quality video. Look, our screens are getting better. Okay, we got retina displays. You know, we got 5K on computers now. But as far as streaming and stuff, there's only so much quality you're going to have. So to be honest with you, there's really no reason to transcode media. Now, we have done some projects in this class where what happens is we did them, we made the movies, and then they were submitted to a film festival, and they were going to be on a big screen. All right, those I have always transcoded the media and exported them at a much higher rate, at a master file rate. Now, pros and cons. All right, so right here, I'm hoping that you can see this, okay, on the video. Okay, There's a pro and a con. That means a good and a bad, okay? All right. The pro, and they kind of mirror each other, okay? The pro, obviously, high quality, okay? Really good high quality video, okay? So the con, large files. Okay, and just so you know, I keep walking in the way here. I'm going to step off to the side for a second and leave this up on the screen in just a minute if you're making some notes or trying to copy this down, okay? All right, so they're really large files. Why does that matter? Okay, because you only have a certain amount of space on your hard drive. I've been doing video production for a long time. I just put a 10 terabyte hard drive on a computer in the control room, and I have I've got 11 terabytes of drive on another computer. I've got 2 drives down here, which are, what's this, say 4? No, 5 and 5. So it's 10 of just school stuff. That's 10 terabytes. Okay, even at compressed, okay, video files take up a lot of space. So if you're saving everything in full iframe video, full quality video, these hard drives are going to fill up really, really, really quickly. All right, so on a G.O.P structure, okay, the pro is that you got small files. Okay, small files. They don't take up as much space on your hard drive when they're saved. They upload way easier. Don't try to upload full iframe video to YouTube. Okay, so they'll upload fast, file transfer. Okay, hopefully by now you already know you can't email videos because of the size. Okay, but uploading is going to take, and I'm going to talk to you about size in a minute. Okay, all right. The con is, yeah, they are a little lower quality. A-L-I-T-Y. Okay, that says quality. All right. They are a little lower quality, okay? But especially if you're working online, I have to tell you, okay, if you're on a big screen, you would absolutely notice it. Online, you're really not going to see. Would you see the difference? Yeah, you'd probably see the difference. But I really don't think you're going to see that much. Now, how much larger? Okay? These files right here, probably about 10 times. Okay? About 10 times the size. Let me get on. I'm going to get out of the way here for a second and just look at this board, okay? They're going to be about 10 times the file size right here, okay? So if think about how fast this is going to fill up a hard drive. So you got to watch that transcode media thing, all right? So let me get out of the way just for a second. And just so you can pause the video, and if you want to make this, put this in your notes, that's really great. And I want to talk to you now about proxy media, okay? So what is proxy media? If I come over here and I look at this import window again, we're going to see create proxy media. All right. So what this means is that if you create proxy media, you're going to be creating files that are much smaller than even the original footage. Now, why would you want that? Okay, much smaller, way lower quality. But the reason you want to do that is especially if you're working, let's say you're working with full iframe, optimized media, this thing is going up on the big screen. So editing this type of footage, so let's say you have even a 10-minute video, full iframe video, you're going to notice the computer stalling. Now, maybe if you've got, you know, buku RAM in your computer, 64 and above gigs, you might not see it lag as much, but I got to tell you, the longer the project, the more strain it puts on the computer. So, and things are editing slowly. So over here in Final Cut, if you create your proxy media, I can come up over this. See where it says view right here? I got a lot of options, okay? But right here, it talks about the quality. What do I want right now while I'm editing? I want better performance, okay? Right here, I'm going to use the original or optimized media. Why? This is a small project. I'm just going to use the original media. I don't have to worry about this. But if it's a large project and I've created proxy media, I can come down here, go proxy only. Now you're going to see on my timeline, I'll just show you. You see how it went all red? It went all red because I don't have any proxy media. But if I did, you wouldn't have seen a difference in the screen. And I wanted to show you the red screen here to say this right here. Now you notice that some of the pictures up here, okay, all stayed. Why? Is that all proxy? Okay, this right here is just the original media. There's still images. But, so I can edit with proxy media. So I edit using my proxy media, which means I can edit really, really, really fast and don't have any problems. Then I'm done editing my project. I come back under View. I go Optimized or Original. Bam. And it will put all the edited original footage back in. So you can edit really crazy large files, but use proxy media. Now that is something you have to create. Now you can create it after the fact, but you kind of know what kind of a project you're working with, moving into it. So I know if I have a lot of footage, and even if I'm just going to use the original media, I'll probably create proxy media, so I have that option to edit with that. Okay, one last thing on this whole thing, as far as Final Cut goes. Once you create optimized media, you are going to edit with optimized media, or you're going to edit with proxy media. Okay, because over here under the view, do you see what it says? It says optimized or original. It's always going to use your, oh, it'd be nice if I did this, right? It's always going to use your original media. But if you have optimized media, doesn't even know your original media exists, and there's not going to be a way for you to tell it unless you deleted your optimized media, and that's a little bit of a chore. Okay, so you've got proxy or that. So if you have optimized, that's what you're editing with. So that's why it's really, really important in this import window right here to make sure that most videos, this is not checked. The only time, again, I said this in another lesson, the only time you want to check that is if you're bringing in photos, okay? If you're bringing in TIFF images, Final Cut should be fine with that, or higher quality PS images. But if you're bringing in JPEGs, it's going to look great during editing. And as soon as that playhead starts moving, you're going to see the image a little bit blurry. Sometimes a lot blurry, but a little bit blurry. And you can fix that by optimizing the media. You can do that afterwards. But what I do when I pull in stuff is I pull in my video, and I have all my pictures separate. Could I pull them in at the same time? Yeah, I could. I don't. I'll pull them in. I always use the import window to pull in pictures, and I always transcode my media. The only gotcha is you got to look at this every time you import, because if I optimize my media bringing in photos and I don't pay attention and then I bring in more video, the default here is it's going to default back to being creative. You got to uncheck that box. It's always going to save what the last thing you did was. Okay? So there you go. There's just a quick overview. Well, maybe not so quick, but just kind of understanding what optimized media is, what proxy media is, and how video works. Okay, really cool that you know, we have all of these options today. All right. So anyhow, hey, that's it for now. Happy editing, and I'm out.